more can you tell us on Emery and Tresman being out?
This was the expectation again in Chicago. Look, there were people who said that ownership was as disappointed in the way this season has gone as any recent season. When that happens, people's jobs are on the line. They brought in Phil Emery a few years ago. They brought in Marc 2 years after that. And clearly the fan base in Chicago spoke up and made it know that they were not happy with what was going on in Chicago. The offense underperformed, underachieved. The defense struggled mightily. They didn't compete in that division. And it was a real setback for this organization that last year looked like it was developing and growing and moving in the right direction. Now the Bears go forward, and now they look for a head coach and a general manager. The first name that's come up as a general manager is somebody in Kansas City who spent some time with the Bears organization in the past, worked for them for about 10 years, Chris Ballard, a young, intelligent general manager who has a good reputation around the league, and he could be in play for the Bears general manager job. If Chris Ballard comes along, he then would help find a new head coach. One of the people you figure he would look at would be Dave Tobe, a special teams coach in Kansas City. But here's a key fact to keep in mind, Kevin. The Chicago Bears, in the long and storied history of that franchise, and it has been long and storied, they have never hired a head coach with previous NFL head coaching experience, ever. The Bears. It's hard to imagine that nugget in this day and age.
Is the nugget this morning.
And typically, teams a lot of times will go in directions that they weren't on their previous hire. In other words, if you have a veteran offensive coach, you go young defense. If you had a young defense coach, you go veteran offense. If you had inexperienced, you go experience. They always mix it up. Players coach, not players coach. Disciplinary, non-disciplinarian. And that's sort of the way that it works.
Yep. It's official. Bears fired Marc Tresman. Plus, the general manager, Philip Evans. Philip Evans been with the Bears, 3 years, and he cannot really get the job done. Marc Tresman took over for Lovie Smith. I thought Marc Tresman would do a good job, but only been there for 2 years. So listen to this more.
Mike, what is the general feeling around Hallis Hall after these moves to let go Tresman as well as Emery and start all over?
Well, you know what? It was almost a foregone conclusion. I've been talking to some assistant coaches literally like a month ago, and almost all of those guys expected this to happen. They expected the Bears to clean house. So this is a situation to where now we're talking about a fresh start. And you know, when you have a fresh start, you got to be able to deal with the growing pains that come with that. I mean, Marc Tresman was 8-8 in his first season, which was, it was respectable. But now it's a situation to where they can get a new coach, a new GM, and they could be right back at the drawing board, starting at like maybe 5-11 again in 2015. So it's a positive in that it's a fresh start, but at the same time, you've got to be willing to deal with what comes with that.
Yep, you heard what they say. I just hopefully they will get experience. Head coach never happened in Chicago Bears history. I don't know why. Maybe because Bears are just cheap asses. And hopefully they get a general manager. They know what the hell they're doing. And this sucks, This was the worst record for the Bears in a while. 5-11. Last year they were 8. I thought last year, they were the highest offense for the Bears, and then this year they just went to hell. A lot of key guys got injured, but you should not really make excuses because the other guys should step up. It never works out very well for the Bears, does it? It works out for the Packers if someone gets hurt, someone step up, or Arizona, they lost 3 quarterbacks, and look they made the playoffs. So I don't know what to tell you, Bears fans. Bears are just a total mess. So I'm glad they got rid of the coach. He only been on the Bears for 2 freaking years, and I guarantee he's gonna sit out a whole year, like Lovie Smith did, and then come back. But I don't know who's gonna hire him, and maybe there's a lot of rumors floating around. I'm hearing Rex Ryan will be the Bears head coach or defense coach. I prefer the defense coach. I could. His dad was back in the day. Buddy Ryan. Buddy Ryan was not a good coach at all. I know him and Mike Ditka was a great duo. You know, Mike Ditka was the head coach in the 85-86 season, and then Bobby Ryan, Buddy Ryan. I'm sorry, it was the defense coach, but when Buddy Ryan was the head coach of Philly, he sucks, and then when Mike Ditka was the head coach for the Saints, he sucks. So they don't do very good solo. They prefer as a unit. But Bears have a lot of work to do. I don't know if Baron Marshall is going to come back next season. He then did a great performance. Matthew T was a bust this season. I mean, they Jay Cutler gave him the ball, like a screen pass, but he then did not run. You know what I'm saying? I think he broke the record this season. Lance Bridge, he's done for the Bears. I guaranteed it. So, Bears fans, who do you like to see as the Bears head coach in 2015? And also, who you think will be the Bears' new general manager for 2015, or hopefully sooner? Probably Bears won't make any moves until the Super Bowl is over and all that hoopla. So, Bear fans, check out my latest pocket edition against the Bears and the Vikings. Whenever that's up, check out my Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings live reaction. All the links will be down below and all that good stuff. So everyone have a good one, and check out my Facebook like page. Check out my Twitter, and if you have not, if you don't see my Bears podcast edition from this past Sunday, it will be up very, very shortly. So this is your friend here, Team RI, sign off, and everyone have a great night, and also have a very good, happy New Year. Okay, I'm out here, and hopefully Bears will make some big splashes in the off season. Later, everyone. Deuces.